The religion of peace is at it again. So all private schools in Katsina must close for Ramadan fast. HBAB board. Make this make sense. Nigeria is a secular state. We are not a theocratic state, right? We are not an Islamic state. But then in one of the states in Nigeria, the Islamic board has declared that all schools must close for the Ramadan fast. Must close for the Ramadan fast. How does that even work? And these are the same people that will say, oh no, Sharia law is meant for only, Muslims. Sharia law is not meant for everybody. But every day we see how Sharia law is being enforced on even people who are not Muslims.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, we are exposing a shocking reality. Christian students in northern Nigeria are being banned from school because of Sharia law during Ramadan fast. This is happening right now in Bauchi, Kano, and Kebbi states, and the Middle Belt Forum is calling it out as a dangerous move that proves what many feared. Sharia does not just affect Muslims. The Middle Belt Forum says this is a direct attack on education, comparing it to the ideology of Boko Haram, which has long opposed Western learning. Schools, both public and private, have been shut down for 5 weeks, meaning Christian students have no choice but to stay home, while others across Nigeria continue learning and preparing for national exams. This raises a serious question. If Sharia is supposed to be for Muslims only, why are non-Muslims being forced to follow it? Imagine if this had happened in the southwest. What if schools in Lagos, Ogun, or Ekiti were shut down for a whole month because of Ramadan fast? The Yoruba and other Southerners successfully resisted the introduction of Sharia in their regions. Now, we see why that was so important. Even in Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, schools remain open during Ramadan fast. So why is northern Nigeria closing them? Some Muslims defend this decision, while others argue that it is wrong, exposing a clear divide. But here is the big issue. Many of those who defend Sharia in the north refuse to challenge their state governments when this policy hurts non-Muslims. Instead, they attack those who speak out against it. Guys, I will let you watch the video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thought after watching.
The religion of peace is at it again. So all private schools in Katsina must close for Ramadan fast. HBAB board. Make this make sense. Nigeria is a secular state. We are not a theocratic state, right? We are not an Islamic state. But then in one of the states in Nigeria, the Islamic board has declared that all schools must close for the Ramadan fast. Must close for the Ramadan fast. How does that even work? And these are the same people that will say, oh no, Sharia law is meant for only, Muslims. Sharia law is not meant for everybody. But every day we see how Sharia law is being enforced on even people who are not Muslims. I can tell you that if the government does not intervene and private schools actually open during the Ramadan fast, there will be a crisis. So much for peace. So much for peace. If you're a Muslim and you're watching this, you don't have to be triggered. You don't have to be defensive. All you have to do is to call out the bullocks that some of your brothers or Muslim brothers and sisters actually support. Because when you talk to some Muslims, they're like, oh no, we don't do that. But then the general representation of the things that we see in the media and the things that we've experienced says otherwise. And it begs the question, so what are the sane Muslims doing? What are they saying? How do they fight against this oppression that comes from some Islamic sects? What are you guys doing exactly? Because I don't understand why I need to shut down my school as a must because of a Ramadan fast. Why? When Christians are fasting, we don't shut down schools. We don't shut down schools. We don't ask people who are not Christians to suffer with us. No, we don't.
Nigeria, how can a state governor order the closure of schools for 5 whole weeks, all in the name of a religious exercise? Does it even make sense? How the minds of these people, how do they process this kind of information? We're already complaining that we have a deficit in our educational structure. You now close school for 5 weeks. So the children that are meant to write WAEC, meant to write NECO, meant to write their professional exams, children are supposed to be in school. They should stay at home for 5 weeks. What exactly are we doing in this country? Are we intentionally trying to keep people uneducated so that we continue to do the nonsense that we're doing as leaders? Make it make sense to me. And you'll be complaining that some parents are taking their children to go and study abroad. Why would they not take their children to go and study abroad? Even though the money is very difficult for them to find.
Thank God, southern Nigeria were able to push back the creation, the establishment of Sharia in the region, especially the southwest and Yoruba land. Southwest youths were able to stand up to those Fulani Islamic fundamentalists in the north. They were trying to use some elements, some Muslim elements in the southwest to create Sharia, establish Sharia in the region. Look at 3 states in the north have stopped schools, both public and private. Sharia practice in this state, 3 states in the north closed down all schools because of Ramadan. 3 states in the north closed down all schools because of Ramadan. They tell you that Sharia will not affect non-Muslims, but the state government closed down all the schools. In Bauchi, we know that majority of those in Bauchi are Muslims, but the percentage of Christians will be stopped from going to school. The percentage of Christians in Bauchi and these other states will be stopped from going to school because of Sharia. Now, Christians are being affected in such states. What if we had this brand of Sharia in the southwest? What do you expect? One day somebody will just stand up and say, Sharia, we want this to happen and everybody must abide. But when they were introducing Sharia to you in the first place, they tell you that don't worry, it does not affect non-Muslims. Some Muslims were defending the actions of this state, while others are saying that don't generalize. You see, 2 brands of Muslims. Some defending the actions of this state government, the Bauchi state government. Another is telling you that don't generalize, not all Muslims support their action. You see what happens? When the state government are implementing the Sharia, those non-Muslims will not channel their energy to those state government, telling them that what they are doing is wrong, or stop them, or protest against them. But they will channel their strength to you that is saying is attacking the actions of this government. That is hypocrisy, 2 sides. They will channel their strength attacking you that you are saying Muslim generalizing, but they will not channel their strength to stop, to speak against the actions of these 3 states. I've told you hypocrisy is part of this Sharia of a thing. The southwest, the southeast, the south, we don't want Sharia, or especially the brand of Sharia that they are practicing in the north, because it is hypocritical. 3 states in northern Nigeria just decided to close down the schools. Most people spoke against it. Even Saudi Arabia, that is the Oga Patapata of the Islamic religion, have not closed down schools. Saudi Arabia, as you see, have not closed down schools. But you see, in Nigeria, you bring Sharia and use Sharia to destabilize everything. You destabilize your economy. Bauchi is a state that's productive and can be more productive than that. But with all these kind of practices, it limits your productivity. People don't go to school. Religion before, wow. Even in Saudi Arabia, some people are making the case that the Christians have theirs December. At the end of the term, they have a school curriculum. At the end of the term, there's always break for everybody. But not when there is like their classes for this student, then you just declare 1 month fast, 1 month closure of all schools. Okay, it's understandable if you close some schools, like some of the Islamic schools, public schools, and allow the Christians run their thing. Because I don't know what kind of curriculum the Bauchi state government and other states that did close their schools, I don't know what kind of curriculum they are running. Is it different from what other states are running? The Minister of Education, I think, is from the north. The education we run in Nigeria, is it different state by state? But yet, these people will use religion and they know what they are doing. Nobody is saying that we don't really want Sharia. There are conditions to Sharia in the southern part of Nigeria. Nobody is gagging Muslims, or Muslims are not. The other time, a Sharia leader came out and said, Muslim ticket, and Muslims are marginalized under a Muslim ticket. Muslims are marginalized politically under, they don't give them what they want under a Muslim ticket. No, in the southwest, Muslims are not marginalized. Muslims are part of the people that said the brand of Sharia. Let's make it clear. That brand of Sharia you are bringing into this southern part of Nigeria is what we want to understand. Because if we see a lot of hypocrisy attached to that brand of Sharia, we are going to kick against it. We have outlined and underlined the hypocrisy attached to it. As a Southwest Muslim, we don't care in southern part of Nigeria whether you use Sharia to marry you, settle dispute between yourselves and share inheritance. We don't care about that, because I think Sharia also brings a form of morality according to the Muslim religion. But what I'm particular about is tolerance for other religion. Yes, because I've understood that a fanatic Muslim, you are living in the compound with a fanatic. He's not happy that you are not part of his faith. He's not happy, and all he thinks about is how to convert. All he thinks about is how to make sure you are subdued. All he thinks, how can we convert this guy? He's restless. That's the issue. That's the issue. Now, Sharia being practiced in the north focuses on the poor most times. The rich do not get affected by Sharia. Those that are in government, those that are politicians, they don't get affected by Sharia. We have been making this point. Let's see a brand of Sharia that everybody is equal. Everybody stands before Allah, and you are judged. Nobody is segregating, but the brand of Sharia practice, usually politicians come from that region, government officials come from that region, and you're not holding government officials accountable. Seeing the brazen corruption that have been perpetrated day by day. Look at EFCC. EFCC is even more effective than this Sharia police, Hizbah. This Sharia police, or is it that the Sharia police does not go against corrupt politicians or corrupt lifestyles of politicians? These Sharia people come and tell you that we don't want clubbing, we don't want to drink alcohol, ban all club. The politicians coming from the north, don't they drink alcohol and don't they go clubbing? The northern politicians. How many times have this Sharia, have they been able to put them under scrutiny, take them to court, and also discipline them, even cut their hands? If this brand of Sharia they are practicing in North is a brand that is fair, that is of justice, that is attached to everybody, we have seen it. People like Buhari, all these people that have been in power, I think all of them, most of them, that have been accused and sent to jail by a court of competent jurisdiction, they will have brought them to court and cut their hands. But nothing of this will happen. Thank God we dodged the bullet. We're not allowing Sharia in this part of Nigeria. The Yorubas, the Muslims in Yoruba land can create their own brand of Sharia. I've said it before Islam came into the north. Yorubas have been practicing Islam. The first mosque in Nigeria is in Yoruba land. So Yorubas have the right also to create their own brand of Sharia. Their suits, their culture. Islam does not abrogate your culture. Islam helps your culture, define and refines your culture. I believe so. Islam helps define and refine your culture. We have always suspected that since the Fulani came into Hausa land, they used Islam to erase those ones that are bombing, those ones that are killing people, those ones that are bandits. They use Islam to kill. Those ones, I've told you before, I don't know why in Hausa land, in the north, who are the bandits and terrorists? Who are those more of doing banditry and terrorism? They are the Fulanis. And some other, before you see Hausas running banditry and whatever, I don't know, except the Hausas do their vigilante to protect themselves and their village. Who has the time to be running and be doing terrorism, Boko Haram, ISWAP and everything? It is the Fulani. They use Islam, they use the guise of Islam to start killing, to start maiming and kidnapping, and also taking territories. That is the hypocrisy of the northern part of Nigeria. Use Islam to perpetrate all these. You see, the Fulani think they are much more wiser. Just that we are all liberal, we want peace, but they don't want peace. So if you are using Sharia as a guise to enter into southern Nigeria, to establish yourself and get people that will be loyal to a Fulani caliphate, it is not accepted. You have also said that caliphate would not be occupied by just the Fulanis. After the Sultan of Sokoto, Adna Abubakar, another person at least from the southern part of Nigeria, if you believe that Muslim brotherhood, everybody is one, Islamic, everybody is one, another person from the southern part of Nigeria should also ascend to that position. whether they are Yoruba, whether they are Igbo. Should be then give Igbo man imam, mosque imam. I know there's a limit to what he's going to do in that mosque. They are trying to present themselves as Oga. Islam helps you refine and define your culture. But the Islam that the Fulani introduced to the Hausas destroyed their culture and their heritage. Destroyed their culture, their heritage. The Saudi Arabians have a culture, the Turkish have a culture, the other people have their culture. Islam has not erased and destroyed their culture, but Islam helps India Muslims, they have a culture. Whether Chinese Muslims, they have a culture. They have a way of life that Islam will come and help them refine it. The way Christianity helps refine your culture. The Bible says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. As a child of God, there are many things that you are expected to do as a child of God, and live wisely. It helps you, refines you and your approach to culture. Yes, it does not erase your identity. Your identity as a spiritual person is a child of God, and you are still an Igbo person. It does not stop you from being an Igbo person, coming from a particular civilization. Coming from a particular civilization. The Passover was a culture. Jesus participated in the Passover, was a culture. I'm using the Bible because I think I understand a little bit about the Bible. I don't want to say I'm more versed in the Bible. The Passover was a culture. So the kind of Islam being introduced by these Fulanis is the kind of Islam that will erase your culture and your identity and your heritage, and they now use it and lord over you. That is what we are avoiding in the southern part of Nigeria. Anywhere you see the Fulani, they bring threats, insecurity, instability. Since some people are insisting, because we heard that some Southwest Muslims are insisting that they need Sharia court, blah blah blah. Let the Southwest create, and Southern Nigeria create a brand of Sharia that suits your religion. Because really, what they are coming for, what they are coming for is this alcohol club, and don't do this, don't do that. I know the Southwest family, I think they call it homogeneous family. Different people, different. And a family, when somebody is a Muslim and the other person is not a Muslim, you are not his brother, you are his enemy, in quote, you are a kafir, you are a castaway. Just like they practice in the north. They want to make sure that it becomes a cult. It's like it's an occultic thing. It's an occultic thing. Though an occultic thing, but some people are more equal than the others. Read the animal farm. That's the kind of Islam that the Fulani practice, the animal farm kind of Islam. We are all equal, but some people are more equal than the others. We are all equal, but some people cannot be sultan. In the north, we are all equal, but some people cannot be emir. In the north, we are all equal. Some people cannot be VC of a state, of a school, vice chancellor of a state. We are all equal. Some people cannot be governor of a state. See the hypocrisy? Before you get admission in most states, like I said, you have repeated it, 9 Fulani, no Hausa is governor as of today. Before you can go to some schools, you need to get something from the emir, and the emir is a Fulani, and that's how they control the number of people that get educated. Out of 100 slots, they might give 70 to Fulani, 30 to others. They are controlling the population of those that get educated. This is another form. Hey, these guys. Some people in southwest Nigeria and southern Nigeria, southeast, do not know that the Fulani are more educated. In the northern Nigeria, the Fulani are much more educated. Punk also has a PhD. He's a Fulani. L5. I'm talking about those people that are popular, that we all know. The Nigerian youth, the people that hear about them. Look at Atiku. These are all Fulani. Educated. They went to school much more than the Hausa. They are very intelligent. 2 types of Fulani, the one in the bush, the one in the town. So the one in the bush is securing the bush, the one in the town is securing the town. So no way for escape. If you want to start doing gra with the one in the bush, in the town, the one in the town may signal the one in the bush to start hunting and attacking you and putting fear in you for you not to challenge the one in the town. That's how you see Fulani took over everything. Their population cannot be compared to that of the Hausa. The only thing that they could not erase is the language. That's the only thing they could not erase. It's easier for a Fulani to speak Hausa, but Is it easier for an Hausa person to speak fulfill the language of the Fulani people? It is easier for the Fulani to speak Hausa, but is it easier for the Hausa man to speak fulfill the language of the Fulani? These are all the things you have looked at, and the hypocrisy. Me particularly, what I'm against is that I'm a Christian. I can't be forced to be Muslim. You cannot make things life unbearable for me to become a Muslim. You cannot allow Sharia to come. This is another fanat. You know, when it comes to fanaticism, it becomes a problem. Fanaticism brings violence and terrorism. So Sharia, the brand of Sharia, the practice in the south, in the north, breeds terrorism and instability and violence. That's why we're against it. We can create, but it should not stop others from living their lives, like what has happened in the north. Imagine Lagos State will stop because of we have so many people in. You know what's about this? When this fanatics, they bring Sharia in the southwest, Muslims will start gaining upper hand, start planting themselves in power, start moving rogue. This one, that one, pushing for revolutionary policies, start making holidays compulsory, whether you are Christian or not, you must abide by it. This is Muslims. We Muslims, we are asking for respect us. So you join us and do this holiday, even though it affects you as a Christian. Respect us. They start pushing for laws that favor them. Usually you see them, they block the road. Go to Agege, they block the road. Nobody passes because somebody wants to pray. You disrupt other people's movement because you want to pray. That's little by little. I think now it has been stopped. Some times ago, some fanatics in the southwest were complaining that why do we have always Christian gods? And as they are complaining, they forget that we have a Mumu ticket, a Muslim ticket. So when they are in a place, they always think about how they can just overpower you. How the reasons why I understand the reasons why some of the elements that are pushing Igbo must go, most of them are Arab Muslims, Arab Yoruba, sorry. They understand the tactics they are using to dominate others, and they fantasize it amongst Igbo people. They are saying, okay, this is the kind of tactics we are using in Islam to dominate others. So these people are using the same tactics. That's why you see most of them, which are Arab Muslims, Arab Yorubas, which are Muslims. The Arab ones are the ones you see that are radical. If you look at the government, Southwest governors, those that are radical are always the the Muslims. All those ones that have this I don't have to explain it. So they understand how they, as Muslims, used to permeate into government establishment, take control, bring their brothers, put down policies that everybody must accept. Before they enter, everything is okay. When they enter, they started gathering their numbers, they started swelling. There will be so many in that government establishment, then they will not be pushing for reforms. Reforms will make them put a law and everything, blah blah blah, and everything. While I was in school, we had the Christian fellowship, we have the Muslim fellowship. The Christians were more, the Muslim fellowship were very few. But if you see how violent, how mean our brothers were, how mean they were, you are ready to scatter things. If you don't give them what they want, they are ready to go physical. They're ready to threaten you. They have this, like, we are too special. We are not supposed to be in your. They are giving you these vibes. We are not supposed to be. Give us our own, except some things will just happen. They are giving you these vibes. They can't vibe with you. Those ones that they are leaders, those that are so holier than thou, they find it difficult to vibe with you. That's what I'm talking about. If you give these people upper hand in the southwest and they establish their government, man, they are going to make life unbearable for so many people. That's why I'm saying no. The north can close down all the schools for 1 month for Ramadan, but in the southern part of Nigeria, we say no. Instead, we create our own brand of Sharia. Thank God that most people boldly say, most Yoruba Muslims are boldly saying, they said that we are not going to follow the Sultan Sokoto, so they have to choose Saturday beforehand. Sultan announced his own on Friday, but before, by Wednesday, the Yorubas have said we are starting fasting on Saturday, and you see, everybody is peaceful now.
My purpose for all my video is to see the Hausas and the middle belt do well. Because most of the people not doing well in Nigerians are the middle belt and the Hausas. And the reason why most of these people are not doing well is because we are too soaked in religion. Everyone have rights to worship whatsoever he or she want to worship, but don't be stupid when you are doing all of that. When you check North and middle belt, we are the most religious people in Nigeria. And same thing, they are the most poorest people in Nigeria. Another mistake we do is we respect elders too much. We always forget that fools grow old too. So because we respect our elders so much, some foolish ones that grow up still tell us things and we do them. And we also respect our religious clerics too much. Even when our religious clerics are leading us wrongly, we listen to them because we believe they are hearing directly from God, and that is a lie. Most of them speak from their mind. It's not what God tells them that they are telling you. They are telling you their selfish interest. So for the middle belt and Hausa to grow, you need to stop listening to your religious clerics and some of our elders, because most of the thing they tell you all the time is something that will benefit them and their children, not you. Now look at this news. This thing is happening in Bauchi, a news that will affect both Christian and Muslim. Because of fasting, you ask everybody to stay at home, both Muslim and Christian children. Now this is not for one day, this is not for 2 days, this is for 1 month plus 5 good weeks. And you that implement that law, your children are not schooling in Nigeria. Most of your children are schooling outside Nigeria. They will not be out of school for those periods. Do you see how selfish your religious clerics are? Do you see how they did not care about you and your children? They try all means to take education from your children. That is why you see their children doing well and your children are alemajeri. How can you implement a law that affects everybody, both Christian and Muslim, except their children are out of Nigeria? That is why they want to implement the Sharia law on some of the states. They want to render everybody poor, because I've never seen any state in Nigeria that practice Sharia law and their people are doing well. It's only those people that put the law of Sharia law that do well. Sharia law don't affect any of the rich or politician northerners, because if Sharia law truly works, all those northern politicians should be moving around with half hand and half leg. Only the people Sharia law affect are the poor northerners. Anyway, share your thoughts on the comment section responsibly. And for those that love to cry responsibly on the comment section.